Hey guys, what's up here? Welcome back to another episode of our Road to Masters. I've been playing a lot of solo queue recently, so expect to see a fair few Road to Masters video coming out starting right off today. We're in Diamond 3, but I'm not going to lie, I kind of forgot what specific elo we are in this video, so just imagine we're like mid-Diamond 3. So first game of the day, we got put on our off-roll top lane. Jax, we're playing versus Mundo, and as you can see from the early clips, I don't really know how Mundo works, so I kind of know how Jax works, but not so much Mundo, so there's a bit of a mismatch in that degree, and I also lose my tower really early here. Now, take a look at this clip specifically. Look at Mundo's items here, okay? Look at those items, and look how close this fight is. He survives on really, really low health right there, and I'm figuring, well, it's Mundo, I don't have Executioner's Calling. What the bloody hell am I doing? I'll buy Executioner's Calling, I'll set up for the rematch, which is this clip here. The only thing that's changed is gone from Bramblebest to Thornmail. Everything else is exactly the same. He survived on like 200 health last time. I didn't have Executioner's Calling. It should be easy peasy this time, right? No, I get absolutely smashed that time, even though I had the Executioner's Calling. So yeah, something's happening there with Mundo. I don't fully understand it. Apparently Thornmail is extremely effective versus Jax. I didn't know that. Anyway, first game of the day, not the best result here. We're losing, and to be honest, pretty deserved. I didn't play great. I did okay. But this was going to be a hard game to win, and I had to play a lot better. So, some things to focus on, but that's okay. Can't win every game. Move on to the next one. We get jungle for our second game of the day, playing some Elise. My statistics on Elise are really terrible, but I feel like I'm fairly confident on Elise right here. And playing it into the Kha'Zix matchup, it's a squishy into squishy, so it snowballs quite hard, and Elise definitely has potential here to do a lot of good stuff. And my strategy here is just to run around and see what I could do and try and snowball the lane. So we get a nice cheeky first blood onto Maokai top while also putting Kha'Zix out of it. And then the instant return gank, well, not instant, 10 minutes later return gank to get another kill onto the Maokai as well. But we're getting kills in loads of lanes. My score right now is 5-0-1. We still get kills in the bot lane as well. So I'm snowballing this game so bloody hard right now. 8-0-1, not just kills, but also going for objectives as well. But this is still a hard game. 9-0-2. And how is your jungler 9-0-2 and you're equal in kills? I don't know how it happens, but still, I was putting my carry pants on this game, trying really bloody hard. Failing miserably with my flash, but I don't know what the hell this Talia was doing here. What was that? Legit, I was donezo. I balls that up totally. Out conflict, whatever. Thanks for the kill, Talia. And the escape as well. But this is a tough one. I'm pretty fed here, but my team wasn't doing as well as you might imagine by looking at the score. And we get a really nice pick here, but then I get really greedy. I'm looking for the cocoon play, but Talia just one-shots two of us, and eventually we just can't win. It's a real shame. I did well, but I didn't do well enough. The important thing though about a game like the last one is I played well, which is good. I don't want to build off of that, but I also need to recognize the mistakes that I did make so that I can learn from them and not make them in the future. Because, I probably could have carried that game if I played really, really well. Now, we're playing some Jarvan for our third game, and the worst play in the history of mankind coming out for the first one. I don't know what that was. I tried to go for the EQ flash and completely balls it up, and it was just terrible. Fortunately, though, I wasn't the only one doing terrible things. A 3v1 dive goes awry, but it's okay. Because, well, it's not okay, actually. But this Vayne just got really fed because of my fail play. My team wasn't doing particularly well either. And look at her now. She's just like, she's just so strong here. I try to protect Gnar a little bit. I do my best at least to protect Gnar. But I mean, this was like the role I was trying to play in these fights. Is I'll just jump on Vayne. She's got good protection, which is really irritating. But I'll jump on Vayne. My team can try and do stuff on the backside, and I'll just use my dedication to just pick off Vayne. But it wasn't enough. We just weren't strong enough overall. But really, some poor sloppy plays in the early game from me made this game really hard for us to win. That's probably my biggest mistake, though. I think when I'm not playing particularly well, I do stuff that I just don't use my brain for. And there were quite a few plays like that Jarvan 1 last game where that happens. Speaking of not using your brain, I don't know why you're invading Elise as Gragas when you're on 50% health, but that's not really a good idea. So we pick up a kill there, and also we rope Zed into coming to help Gragas as well. And I get a cheeky little double kill. Elise. I played like 4 different champions in 4 games here, which is probably not the best, really, if you're looking for consistency in solo queue. But the best thing about this game was the Jinx we were playing versus. Holy crap, she really didn't like me. I think it was the same AD carry from last game, which is why she didn't like me, because I was like terrible last game. But she really hated me, and she was like flaming me, hard flaming me in all chat and stuff. And so I was using the opportunity really to get some return banter to her, and it feels good to beat people who are just being horrible to you. Like here, it kept saying I was getting out jungled, so I just throwing it back a little bit. It's a good cheeky banter, a bit of extra fun. Winning is fun, but when you got someone who's being like a complete knobhead and you manage to like throw it around in their face, and that's some extra fun as well. Now, our Calista this game, not gonna lie, was just popping off ridiculously hard. This is a game I wasn't during the fight, as you can tell, because the Calista's actually doing well. But she was just like so incredibly strong. Calista is one of the best AD carries right now. She's one of the most early game, probably the best early game AD carry here, the best lane phase, and she was just absolutely insane. So strong early game, which we managed to transition into a strong mid game, and then transition that into a strong victory. That's the best kind of victory. Game numero 5, we got put as top lane again, off-roll Jax. We had the SHACO jungle this game, and right off the bat, really early on here, he gets invaded. Way too late for me to be able to like do anything. I can't help him there. It's, you know, there's just no helping him, and he dies. But he doesn't only die, but he gets really tilted, runs into the enemy jungle, gets collapsed on, and then gets so upset that he decides to run it down mid. And that's exactly what he does. But, you know, it's not all sad. You know, you can still win with people like this. You can win. That wasn't what happened this game, but, you know, it happens. Stuff like this, just, you know, it's the joy of League. Now, but in all seriousness, the important thing in games like that is to not get really, really frustrated and instead focus on the stuff that you did, that you could improve on still, because like, my lane phase in that game was pretty terrible, for example. So forget the outcome of the game, forget the fact this guy's trolling and it's pretty much a free lose, and just focus on still finding ways to improve. We got Gragas for this game, and I've been playing a lot more Gragas because, especially in this meta, Cinderhulk plus Night's Vow is just so disgusting. You just play around your AD carry and they just win for you. It's such a huge AD carry centric meta right now, so if you can protect them, they can carry really easy peasy lemon squeezy. Plus, I like playing Gragas. I find him pretty fun to play, so we had a pretty aggressive. I was doing well this game, so I was like, you know, just going crazy, going ham, and I generally get 4-man collapse at the enemy blue buff. But that's just too much, you know. I wasn't expecting them all to be there, but that was still a little bit too much. I also had the wrong masteries this game. I had Thunderlords. Usually I take Courage of the Colossus, especially if I'm going for Cinderhulk. But I panicked in Champ Select and forgot to change my masteries or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, with Thunderlords, and it's really nice to bonk someone with your W and see Thunder strike down from the sky. It's quite a satisfying sight, as is this. This is also quite a satisfying sight. Quite a rare one as well. Another Gragas game, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Sadly, though, Shad is not with us today for this one. But this was a bit of a rough one. We're 0-3 already, or 0-4 now. My mid lane was getting absolutely blasted. As you can tell, I'm being invaded by Galio and Jarvan, just trying to go for my second blue. It was really, really tough. I was getting invaded all the time this game. Galio ulti, as you can imagine, is just like crazy. I don't know if it was due with Jarvan, but whatever. They did some crazy stuff. And Shen was always joining plays too. So it was so hard to get stuff going. And look at the mini-map here. Like, when you see me go back in on that play, we had Talia around the dragon area. And it's like, okay, Talia's just going to press R and join this fight. Let's go. Let's turn it around. And she doesn't. But that's okay, you know, I shouldn't have made that assumption she was going to do that. And honestly, this Galio got so fed that you may need to rewind and see what he just did there, but he literally just one-shot Soraka. A great tip for solo queue as well, guys, if there's an objective and you don't think you can contest it, you probably can't contest it, and it's fine to leave objectives that you can't contest. Just let them go, because you're going to lose the objective anyway, but if you try and contest it when you can't, you'll lose your objective, and we'll lose loads of other stuff as well. So let it go. It's all good. But yeah, rough game for this one. Really difficult one to play. And yeah, just ugly. Really, really ugly. I'm not sure what a bigger problem was, though. Whether it was getting invaded all the time by Galio, or whether it was we didn't have Shad here. So hopefully it's just the Galio stuff, because we don't have Shad here again today for this one. But some more Gragas plays. We're playing versus Zac. A nice early invade onto him. I win the smite war, which is a little bit fortunate, but still I can still bully this guy, and I'm using that opportunity to do so. But I'm not going to chase him here because mid lane's missing, so I don't want to go too crazy, I don't want to go too ham. But the big thing about this game, why I think I was playing really well this game, is the fact that I was counter ganking really well, and just in general my kind of map presence and the plays I were making against Zac specifically, Zac didn't have much impact this game because I was on this guy's dick all the time. Now, it was probably one of my more proud games because I feel like if I'm playing well, that's why I'm playing well, because I have good control of the enemy jungler. So that kind of stuff happened here. Also, it really helped that this Heimerdinger, I don't know what he ate for breakfast, but this guy was popping off. He was crazy strong this game. I've never seen a Heimerdinger do so much damage. It was beautiful. He'd like enhance his W and just like one-shot people. It was fantastic to watch. Plus, when you got Twitch on your team, who's a really good scaling AD carry. I mentioned earlier that AD carries in this meta can carry you just by themselves. And someone like Twitch, who scales really bloody hard, he can also just like, you know, you get to this stage of the game, and if he's not really far behind, he opens up onto the enemy team. You're a frontline for him. Boom! Everyone dies. So that's pretty much what happened this game. As you can see here, like he's frontlining 1v4, and look at him. He just gets an insta triple kill. It's disgusting. Twitch is, if you are an AD carry player and you can play Twitch, I'd definitely recommend that, especially considering Tristana is getting nerfs this patch. So is Calista. I don't think Twitch is though. So Twitch is a good one to pick up. He suits this meta quite nicely, and he's a really good solo queue champion in general. So on the back of a crazy strong Heimerdinger, crazy strong Twitch, and good counter ganking, we put out another victoire. Again, Gragas, Cal Surprise. Once I get into the groove with Gragas, I just go crazy and just play him endlessly. I mean, I really enjoy him. What I don't enjoy though is that I wasn't paying any attention, and yeah, 4-man stack on my blue buff bush. That's not nice, and they're still trying to cheese it away from me. What's up with that? Yeah, eventually I have to give that shit up. Quite frustrating, but what can you do if they 2-man invade you? But I was trying to chill out a little bit this game because you know, I don't want to go crazy, and I know the only lane I need to play around is bot lane. I say AD carry centric meta, and Kog'Maw is probably the best AD carry to scale with if you get him ahead and strong. So play around bot side, make plays around bot side, and see what you can do. Now Darius was popping off pretty hard this game. Alawi was like 0 and 10 versus this guy. She really struggled versus Darius, which sucks because Alawi is mostly only picked for the lane phase. So it was already going to be really hard from that standpoint, and this Darius had a really nice game. An early TP there as well, and this game was relatively close up until that play, so that swung things a little bit, but a little bit of patience and also playing around Kog'Maw and knowing that if Kog'Maw does well, your team will probably do well too. So I take the brunt of the shockwave there and use the ultimate to split them so we can pick off Jarvan, but like I say, Kog'Maw can carry, so you just get Kog'Maw strong, you play around him and pray, basically. But they start going for a Baron here, and the worst thing about that, they pick off Syndra, they go for Baron, and so Syndra's in spawn right now, and she's not even in the fight just yet. Kog'Maw's on the other side of the fight as well, and in theory, honestly, we don't even really lose this fight that hard, like, potentially, right? It's really just Darius running around just mopping all of us up, but it was the positioning of this fight that was the real problem. We weren't all together, and that's why we lose it. And at this stage of the game, if you lose a fight like this, that's a really big deal. So sadly, we lose that fight, and eventually a bit down the line, we lose the game as well. But some good things happening, some things to learn from. And for the last game of the day, guys, we were playing some more Gragas, but I swapped the skin round. Last time it was Hillbilly, the time before that it was something different, and now we're Esquire. So different skins, same champion, keeping it a little bit fresh, but not too fresh. Kind of like the stuff that's on the supermarket shelf that says still fresh, but it's reduced in price by like 70%. It ain't that fresh, but it's still kind of fresh. So we're playing Gragas Esquire. We invade Shyvana, we kill her. I know she's not got flash, so when we counter gank her, she's donezo. That is the risk of ganking when you don't have any defensive capabilities. If you get counter ganked, you are in very much of a pickle, so you got to be careful doing that stuff. But we had a good start. We secured some kills. We got the I don't know what that was, but we got the dragon, and you know, we're snowballing this one pretty well. We had a Nivea top this game who was bloody strong. I don't know what to say. A great flash body slam there. My face says it all, really. Yeah, this one was honestly pretty easy. I had a really nice game. Low death count, which is what I'm really happy about, because the more deaths I have usually means I'm just not using my brain. So if I have less deaths, I'm really happy about that. But yeah, today we didn't... I don't remember... How many did we win or lose? I can't quite tell. But yeah, we didn't really gain any elo today. So yeah, still a lot of improving to do, but I'm kind of happy with how things are going, and it's definitely some progress. Maybe, yeah, got to work on some things, but we can get it done. But thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheeky thumbs up if you did. You can subscribe to me for content. And you can find me on Facebook and Twitter, catch streaming twitch.tv/Foxdrop. I've got to finish this outro before the screen finishes and the video ends. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in my next video.